694 Harley Summerix and Jerry Van Brook, and both are here. And this is date and time set to address paternity and support. Both raise your right hands. Will swear or affirm any. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, raise your right hand.
I'm sorry, what?
Put your hand up.
Can you raise your right hand?
Yeah, my bad.
Yep, you both swear or affirm any testimony given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And so Ms. Robinson's here from the prosecutor's office. Do you have an update or recommendation in the matter?
Yes, I do. Just for the purposes of the record, looks like service occurred on February 16th of this year. Looks like we need an order of affiliation and support. The plaintiff's income was imputed as she is underemployed. The defendant's income was taken from his fourth quarter earnings as they showed in business objectives. We did not have any direct information on from him personally. We have a support recommendation of $627 with ordinary medical of $25 and childcare of $573, showing a total support of $1,225, a $150 filing fee, a $59 birth record fee, and a birth expense reimbursement. We recommended $25 a month. Looks like Medicaid paid $6,165.11, making his portion $4,069.
All right. So, ma'am, you named Jerry Lee Van Brock as the biological father, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And are you reasonably certain that he's the father of that child?
Yes.
All right. And sir, do you have any reason to doubt that you're the father of the child?
Nope. Nope, I'm the father.
All right. You know, normally if a father had any question, we would order a DNA test. You're not requesting that at this time?
I believe we've already taken one.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. So neither of you are opposed then to an order of affiliation in order of determining Mr. Van Brock to be the father of the child?
Right.
But
Okay. Then the court make a finding then that Mr. Jerry Lee Van Brock is in fact the biological father, and an order be entered determining Mr. Van Brock to be the legal father of Jameson. As far as support goes, you heard the recommendation that was placed on the record by Ms. Robinson. Ms. Summerix, do you have any objection to the recommendations for support?
No.
And sir, do you have any objection to the recommendations made for support?
nope.
All right. At this time, then that recommendation would be adopted. The birth expense would be added. I'll add an additional $25 a month to be paid toward the birth expense. There's a $150 filing fee and a $59 birth record fee. So I can give you 6 months to pay those. Okay.
What was that again, sir?
There's a $150 filing fee and a $59 birth record fee. I'll give you 6 months to pay those. Is that enough?
Okay. Yep.
All right. Very good. Anything else for the record today?
What date are we beginning that?
Oh, you said service was February 26th,
February 16th.
16th. I'll make it effective April 1st.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else for today, folks?
No, thank you.
I believe that's it.
Very good. And you get Jordan Watson. Mr. Watson's here. Ms. Watson. I guess Mr. Watson is here. Jordan, so that's you?
Yeah, yep.
All right. And Danye Watson is not here. The matter was set for hearing to combine cases due to the addition of an additional child and set support. Ms. Robinson, anything on behalf of your office that you want to present?
No, sir. I can let the court know that looks like service occurred on February 18th. There is still a $150 filing fee. No birth expense reimbursement, but it appears that there is an additional case open, so we would typically ask for referral to friend of the court for consolidation. I believe that friend of the court is aware of that and prepared to make a recommendation based on the information they receive.
All right, so this case is requesting to combine this with case 2020.
I do not have the number of the other case in front of me. So
Yes, that's
I,
correct.
That's the other case now. Okay.
thank
And
you.
then, and then after that child is added to the case, there be a recommendation for support for all the kids on that case. Ms. Hummel, are you prepared to present that at this time?
Yes, based on the information that I have, it would set support at $845 child support, 67 medical support for a total of $912 a month for all 3 children.
All right. And Watson, you've heard the recommendation to combine the cases, so all the kids are on one case. Do you dispute that?
That's fine with the boys, but I have Brielle. I've had Brielle since November. And I still have her till this day. Her mom doesn't want her. So she just wants the boys. So I was wondering if I could get that taken off, or I got the I talked to, I don't know who it was a non-compliant report for child support, and they gave her Daye's information because I'm getting child care and cash assistance for Brielle.
Is that the child? Is that the youngest child then?
That's the second to youngest. She's already on the case with Bryson. That would be my first case that I got with you guys.
Okay. So Ms. Hummel, what overnights did you have for that child?
I had 0 overnights because the last order only gave him supervised parenting time.
Yeah.
And mom does have the minor child, all 3 children on Medicaid. She has all 3 children receiving food assistance, and she does have the 2 boys on cash assistance.
All right, Mr. Watson, then raise your right hand. You swear or affirm any testimony given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, so you and Ms. Watson have 3 kids together, is that right? Asen, Bryson, and Brielle?
Yep.
Okay, so in order to be entered, authorizing that the cases be combined and that case 22-58700 be closed, that the child on this case, Asen, be added to file 2022-58379. So all 3 kids are on the same case. So so Asen is just a baby. He lives with the mother all of the time?
Yes. Yep.
All right, do you see that child at all?
I seen him last month, but he hasn't come with me to my house. Only child that's been with me is Brielle lives with me, but Bryson was just with me last week.
Right, let's just
for a
go
week.
through this. Let's just go through one at a time. So Asen,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, you don't have any overnights with Asen at this time.
Nope.
Okay, and so then Bryson is the oldest child, and he lives the majority of the time or all of the time with the mother as well?
Yeah. He comes over every once in a while.
Okay, but you don't have any regular parenting time with him?
Nope.
Okay, so then Brielle, you said she lives with you all of the time. You have 100% of the overnights with her?
Yes, like every night, every single night, every day.
All right, does she ever go and see her mom or not?
We've tried, but her mom always calls and tells me to come back to get her. She doesn't want her over there.
Okay.
So it's been like maybe 2 months ago, she came over. I dropped her off, and that's next morning she told me to come and get her because she didn't want to deal with her.
All right. So the recommendation that Ms. Hummel placed on the record was based on all 3 kids being with the mother all of the time. I guess Ms. Hummel, based on Mr. Watson's sworn testimony, can you change the overnights for Brielle to 365 with him and 0 with mom, and then present the updated recommendation based on that change?
I do have his employer listed with $16 an hour, 40 hours a week.
Is that right, sir? You making $16 an hour?
I haven't had a job in the since I want to say the end of January.
Oh, what happened?
My grandmother was in the hospital and she just came back from the hospital. She's not able to move around how she needs to, and she's on oxygen now. So I'm trying to get DHS to help pay me to take care of her.
Okay. Are you going back to work at some point?
I'm trying to start. I just got Brielle in daycare last week, so I'm trying to find a little factory or something until that falls through.
All right. Do you know if Mrs. Watson works?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have her listed as minimum wage.
Okay. How much are you paying for the childcare for Brielle?
I'm not paying anything. DHS is taking care of it for me.
Okay. All right. Ms. Hummel, did you make that change in the overnight?
I did make the change in the overnights. Do you want me to make a change in the financial? To at least list them at minimum
I
wage?
guess how long, where were you working when you were making the 16 an hour, sir?
I believe that might have been Circle K. Gas
Okay.
station.
Yes, all right. And is that the going rate for the type of job that you would be going back to, or was that higher than you anticipate you'll be making, or about the same, or less, or what?
Probably the same. I usually try to find a job that's like $15.
Okay. All right, I guess Ms. Hummel, leave that alone, and what's the recommendation based on the updated overnights?
Well, there are 3 children. It would be $652 child support, $67 medical support, for a total of $719 a month. When there are only 2 children, it would be $160 child support, $45 medical support, for a total of $205. And when there's 1 child, it would be $487 child support, $22 medical support, for a total of $509.
All right, so we're quite a ways off from any of these kids emancipating, but so sir, I guess the recommendation based on the current situation would be that you pay $719 a month. Is that are you agreeable to that? Even if
Are we able to lower that? I don't have a way to pay for that right now.
Right. When do you anticipate being back to work?
I'm hoping within this month. I'm just getting everything together with daycare right now, so I can actually have someone watch her while I go and do that.
I can put the effective date off a month or two to let you get your grandma taken care of and make sure that you find a job.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. I'm just worried about getting a bench warrant for not being able to pay for it right now. You know, I'm trying to stay on my P's and Q's.
Currently, he's ordered to pay $749 child support, $48 medical support, for a total of $797 for just the 2 children right now already. And he does
So
have a
this would actually
balance owed of $6,726.
This is actually it would be a little lower than it has been. All right,
Yeah,
so,
this would,
this would actually be a reduction in the total amount that you'd be ordered to pay.
Okay.
I tell you what, I'll make it effective April, since it's a reduction, but I'll suspend enforcement for 2 months. So you need to start making payments in June. All right.
Okay.
And if your circumstances change, or if you don't find a job in the time frame that you thought you might, or if your grandma requires more care, then and it doesn't allow you to go back to work right away, you can always file a motion, and we'll have a hearing to listen to what you have to say about that if you don't go right back to work. But at this point, I'll go along with that recommendation effective April 1st. There's a $150 filing fee as well. I can give you 6 months to pay that. Is that enough time?
Okay. Yeah. What's the filing fee for what?
For the case that was open regarding the youngest child.
Okay.
now will the prosecuting attorney's office enter that uniform child support order, or do you want front of the court to enter that order?
I guess since you made the recommendation, the friend of the court can do it, or I can do it, but the order combining the cases, I guess, will be done by the prosecutor.
Correct.
Anything else for today?
No, that's it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we should be all set. Good luck to you. So you get order in the mail within a few days.
All right, thank you. You guys have a great day.
Both are here via Zoom.
Okay, bye-bye.
And this is the date and time set for a hearing regarding support. Ms. Robinson's here from the prosecutor's office. Ma'am, do you have an update or recommendation?
Yes, I can tell you that the defendant was served on February 19th of this year. The plaintiff has 0 additional children, and we used her actual income. Defendant has 6 additional children. And according to what we were told, I believe by the plaintiff, they have 50-50 custody. Believe we got the information on defendant's employment as well. There's $150 filing fee, no birth expense reimbursement. Believe it's possible they are still married. And at this point, because of the similarities in their employment status and the 50-50 overnights and his additional children, we have a $7 support recommendation with 19 ordinary medical. So all we have is $26. So we were not sure if the court was going to do a $0 order on this one.
All right, I think normally the, gosh, I don't remember these. I think it was a $25 is the threshold.
I thought it was about there and we're at 26. So
I guess, and is it recommended that Mr. Wheeler is the payer or Ms. Wheeler?
yes, Mr. Wheeler is the payer. I apologize.
All right, and is there child on Medicaid or?
I'm not sure. I was told that we don't believe that there's a birth expense reimbursement because of their status is still legally married.
Let's see. So, ma'am, the recommendation for support is 26 per month. 19 of that would go to the state to reimburse the Medicaid. Do you have any objection to that recommendation?
No.
All right, sir, do you have any objection to that recommendation?
No.
All right, there's a $150 filing fee that's assessed in these matters. Sir, can you pay that within 6 months?
Yep.
All right. Other than that, there isn't any further recommendations, so it'd be 26 a month for support. Like I said, 19 of that's going to go to the state for Medicaid. 7 to go to mom. Other than that, it should be all set. Was there anything else, folks?
No.
Nope.
Okay, you'll get orders in the mail. Stanton and Nicholas Winters,
Thank
and both are here via Zoom. And this is the date and time set for hearing in this matter. Oh, Mr. Winters, I don't think you can hear me. Sir, you can't hear me? Let's see. All right, good. So this is the date and time set to determine child support, and Ms. Robinson's here from the prosecutor's office. Do you have an update or recommendation?
Yes, sir. The defendant was served on February 4th of this year. The plaintiff was imputed. The defendant's income was based on actual. Plaintiff has 2 other children. Defendant has 0 other children. 72 overnights is what we have the defendant at. And the calculations that we have show a base support of $551, ordinary medical of $26, which brings it to $577. We have a $150 filing fee. And we are asking for a birth expense reimbursement at $25 a month. Medicaid paid $7,492.50, making the defendant's portion $5,170. It was our understanding that the defendant had no issue with the amount of support, but objected to the birth expense reimbursement due to the child being 9 years old at this point.
All right, so Ms. Stanton, do you agree with the recommendation for the child support, $577 a month?
Yes, no problem with that.
All right, and sir, the base support amount as well, do you object to that amount, or do you agree with that?
I agree to it.
All right, you had an issue with the birth expense though?
Yeah, I didn't understand why I was paying for something that I thought was already paid off. I thought everything was already done with the hospital and birthing expenses.
Let's see. So did she say the child's 9 years old?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. And so is this a situation where the two of you were together raising the child for a number of years, but then you've recently separated?
Yes.
Okay. Never married though?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Was there any insurance in place at the time that could have covered the cost of the birth, or was it totally covered by Medicaid, or what?
Totally covered by Medicaid.
I guess I agree that the remoteness of time would make it unreasonable to collect the birth expense at this time. And I'll go ahead and waive that. Support to be sent though at $577 a month, effective first of the next month after service will be March 1st, 2023. And then there's the $100 filing fee that would I'll give you 6 months to pay that, sir.
Thank you.
All right, anything else for today?
No, sir.
Aparicio and
Okay.
Macedonio Aparicio, both are here via Zoom. And this is a date and time set to address a bench warrant in this matter. Folks, I'm the referee of the court assigned to handle these matters. At the conclusion of this hearing, I'll make a recommendation that'll become a court order. Sir, you have the right to have an attorney represent you if you wish you could hire one. Or I could appoint one for you if you couldn't afford one, or you could proceed on your own and represent yourself. Do you know what you'd like to do?
I'll just proceed on my own.
All right, and as I indicated, this matter was set for hearing on a warrant that was issued by the friend of the court. Ms. Hummel is here from friend of the court. Ms. Hummel, do you have an update in the matter?
Yes, Mr. Aparicio was ordered to pay $16 child support, $64 medical support. He has a balance of $5,555.02. Of that, $3,469.02 is owed to the plaintiff. $1,888 is owed to the state of Michigan for medical. $98 in fees and $100 in a bench warrant contempt fine. Last time we received a payment was $1,001 on August 3rd of 2022. Prior to that was $1,610 on 5/9 of 22 for part of a bond, and $387.73 June 1st of 2021. This is a failure to comply warrant that was issued January 9th of 2023, 90 days or $5,000. We did have a hearing in May of 2022 where he was to pay the $2,500 by the end of May. He paid $1,610 and was released from jail. The other $890 went to his other case in another county. He still had the $890 to pay by the end of May, failed to do so. Show cause was set in July of 2022. He was ordered to pay $1,000 by the end of July and his payments after that. He did pay that $1,000 payment, but has continued to not pay his monthly obligation of $80 a month. That was actually modified in May at that time. It was lowered. He does have another warrant in another county.
All right, sir, do you agree that you owe the amount stated?
Yes.
All right, and so you were ordered to make payments on a regular basis. You failed to do so. Is there any reason the sentence shouldn't be imposed?
So right after I made the last payment, I gave her 100 in cash and it didn't get towards it. So that was the first payment already missed. So then that's when the warrant started.
Well, you haven't made a payment since August, so that would be September, October, November, December, January.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
April, that you haven't made payments in violation of the order. You were supposed to pay each and every month. In addition to that, you were to pay well, the lump sum, I guess you paid, but yeah, so
Yeah.
all those payments were missed, and that's a violation of the order. That's why the warrant was issued.
Correct. And to be honest, it does seem minimal, but I've been all money I've had has gone towards my kids when I have them. That's driving them from Walker to Newaygo just to make it to school, and Walker to Newaygo to pick them up from school and sports and all that stuff.
Yeah, where are you working?
And then self-employed has been slow, but then I was doing some side jobs with my brother-in-law, so I haven't been making a whole lot of money. And to be honest, I was supposed to start working Monday on a house. This Monday.
Okay.
I just got done with spring break with them. I had them for a week and we just went up north, and to be honest, I mean, yeah, that money could have went towards it, but I just ended up spending it on us going up north for spring break because I had them a majority of the week.
Yeah, I mean, it's only $20 a week.
Yeah, I know, and there's no reason for it. I just hope that I can pay a decent lump sum, and then I really hope to get it all paid off this year is what.
Well, your bond is currently set at 5,000, or else you serve those 90 days. You don't have the 5,000 right now?
I don't have 5,000, sir.
Oh. Oh, boy. You got anybody you can?
I could make a pretty, I could make a, like, I talked to my sisters and my mom, and I can pay 1,500. And then I can try and continue to pay it on time, and then hopefully get it paid off this year. Like, and obviously it's gonna be more than $80 a month when I put my payments in, but whenever I get some extra, I'll definitely be putting in towards it, because once I get it paid off, then I'll be able to get their income tax in the spring, because we have it where it's split 2 kids and 2 kids.
Yeah, I don't think it's obvious that you would pay more than the 80 because you haven't been paying anything.
Yeah, no, I know, I understand that, yes. I'm trying to do better this year. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Huh. Ma'am, what are your thoughts?
So, so there's a lot in play here. Max is a great dad, and he has been there to take the kids more. I had to leave to go to Florida to be with my dad as he passed, and he stepped in and he did have the kids for extra days. I know it's been hard on him. He lost his dad earlier in the year. I lost my dad later in the year. I know work has been hard on him. We've been co-parenting well. I'm not by any means making any excuses as to why this hasn't been paid or why it shouldn't be paid. I'm just asking first. I know that we've been here before and we've done the leniency and things, but like, he's supposed to be coaching my daughter's baseball team, and he's an active part of my children's life. And this is him sitting for 90 days because he doesn't have that $5,000. That's going to affect more than just him and myself. Like, that's throwing our kids' entire schedule off. They're in a routine. So, I mean, if you would even consider it, I am completely content with if he's able to pay that $1,500 to get out and then set however monthly payment he can with the $80, and then maybe $100 a month to start working off paying off that. And then when he gets extra money to pay it down, I don't want the 90 days in jails isn't going to benefit anybody really. He's not going to be able to work. So therefore he's sitting longer, not being able to pay off his fines. My kid's schedule and my kid's routine is thrown off. And, you know, the quality time that he does already spend with them, that's now going to be missed for 90 days. And I don't want to see that happen. I understand that he violated a court order, and I understand that he needs to be held accountable. But I'm also very understanding and know in depth of the personal situation, obviously, that he was faced and why he hasn't been making payments.
All right. I appreciate that. I mean, this goes back, at the very least to last May, when he was ordered to pay $2,500, paid a part of that and was released.
So he paid part of it.
He would pay the remainder by the end of May, didn't pay that, had another show cause, was directed to make the very minimal monthly payments each and every month of $80. And, it just seems like I don't know, just neglecting to meet his obligation. I don't know how better to impress upon Mr. Aparicio the importance of maintaining the support amount other than the jail sentence at this point.
Yeah, no, I understand the whole situation. She says it every time. She's like, oh, pay your child support, pay your child support. And I just tell her I'm trying.
So is there anyone you can call to come up with anything closer to the 5,000? 1,500.
I am tapped out at, like, I am borrowing all the money I got, so it's 1,500. I mean, I could maybe get to 2, but I'd have to probably call my sisters some more if I can't even make a phone call in here really, but I'll try.
So you think you could post 2,000 then?
That's about as high, like, because I told my mom that, and she's like, I got 1,000, and then I talked to my sisters for the other 5, so see if I can talk to them another 500, and then it'll be 2,000.
All right.
Just so the court knows, children are active Medicaid, food assistance, and daycare assistance.
Okay.
That quite possibly could be ending. I'm due for my 6-month simplified review and I did receive a raise at work. I'm not sure if I'm over the income limit or not, but that could potentially be ending.
All right. At this time, I'll reduce the bond to 2,000. 1,000 of that will be applied to arrears owed to the plaintiff, and 1,000 of that will be applied to arrears owed to the state. Sir, keep in mind that if you continue to fail to make payments at a show cause, I could recommend a sentence be imposed at that point. And, based on what we've gone over here today, that would be likely. And likely the bond would just be setting the amount of the arrears at that time. So this will pay you down to about 3,500. If we show up in a couple of months and you haven't been making your payments, it'd probably be my intent to just impose the 90 at that time with a $3,500 bond. And, I don't know what further way to get the point across that the amount's got to be paid each and every month. You understand?
I understand that, yeah, and I totally understand the point.
All right. So since I've technically imposed the sentence, even though I've reduced the bond, I'm the referee and not the judge. You do have the right to object to my recommendation to have a hearing with the judge if you wish, or you could accept it. You know what you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'll accept it. Yes.
All right, you're all set then.
I
You'll be released
appreciate
as soon
it.
as the 2,000 is paid.
All right, I appreciate that.
All right, we're all
He
set.
does have the other warrant in the other county, so that will have.
Oh, yeah, I can't do anything about that, so you'll have to take care of that. I don't.
Email or fax over from his drug test that they just had him do?
No, I don't get those.
Oh, okay. But they
It's got
sent us,
juvenile probation, but
Was it from Active Screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Michelle might have sent it to me.
Okay.
I haven't checked.
well, I've got it right here. They printed us out on a copy.
Negative.
Yeah, that wasn't directed by us, so.
Okay.
Who told you to go do that? Laura, what?
what is it?
Laura,
Apparently
Laura,
it was
never mind, it was
directed
directed by you.
Oh, I guess it did come to me. All right. Oh, okay.
That's why she printed us out a copy, just in case you didn't get
Okay,
one.
all right, there we go. We'll take it from McKinnon, he's here with his folks, and Mr. Janice is representing him. Ms. Robinson's here from the prosecutor's office. Maverick's been charged with operating under the influence and open container. It's my understanding he'll admit to the operating under the influence and the open container will be dismissed. Ms. Robinson, is that accurate?
That is.
All right, Mr. Janice, is that accurate?
That is.
Okay, Maverick, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All the truth.
Okay, and so you've been charged with the 2 offenses I indicated. It's my understanding that the open container will be dismissed and you'll admit to operating under the influence, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you do that, you're giving up a number of rights. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have your guilt proven beyond a reasonable doubt. To do that, we have trials. That trial can be in front of myself, the referee, in front of a judge, or in front of a jury. You'd have the right to present evidence on your own behalf, question any evidence presented against you, testify if you wish, or remain silent. Not every silence used against you. Ultimately, like I said, it have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt you're responsible for those offenses. Understand you're giving up those rights if you enter a plea.
Yes, I do.
All right. And if your plea is accepted, you'd be under the jurisdiction of the court and have pretty wide latitude dealing with kids under the jurisdiction of the court. You can be placed on probation, ordered to pay fines and costs, do programs that are determined to be in your best interest by your probation officer, be placed outside the home in a detention facility if there are continued problems. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And has anybody told you anything or promised you anything or threatened you, told you had to admit to anything today?
No.
No? All right. Why don't you tell me what happened that led to the charge?
That led to the charge.
Yeah, why were you charged with operating under the influence of alcohol?
So I was taking my aunt home because she was talking about my sister that passed away. And it was my brother's birthday. He was crying about it. So I told him I'd bring her home. We were on the way to her house. Right outside her house when I got pulled over. And then he just told me to get out the car. And then did a breathalyzer and all that.
All right. Had you been drinking?
Did I be, was I
Had you
drinking?
been drinking before you drove the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Robinson, was this under the is there a certain blood alcohol that's required, or is it under?
No, this is just under the general operating while intoxicated. We did not charge as part of this. We did not recharge as the high BAC. So it's just over 0.08 or 0.08 or above.
All right, so
Apologize.
I guess as part of your plea, then you agree that that your blood alcohol was over 0.08? or
Yes,
no?
it was.
Okay. And Ms. Robinson, does that satisfy the elements of the offense?
It does, sir.
Mr. Janice?
Yes.
Folks, do you agree with Maverick admitting his responsibility for driving under the influence?
Yes, sir.
All right. That counsel, if I comply to the court rule?
You have.
Yes.
All right. I would agree, plea would be accepted to operating under the influence. The open container would be dismissed as part of the plea agreement. And matter would be set for a dispositional hearing. That'll be the next time you have to come to court. And in the meantime, the juvenile probation department will be in touch and they'll get some information and do a report with recommendations, and we'll go over those. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any problems with Maverick since we last met or in the meantime?
No.
No.
All right. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
turn it back over to you then, and I'll see you back here in a month or so.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I apologize. I did have the drug test and it looks good, so.
Your Honor, was there a diversion case? I'm trying to figure out why Ms. Watkins would have, so he's currently, has he just completed the diversion program?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if that would affect this or vice versa. As far as if there is an open diversion case, and that's what caused that drug test. And so I don't know if the court has that file.
Probably all in the same file.
I was trying to figure out why we would have had a drug test, but that's why. There is a diversion case that probably is just completing right now.
Yeah, something about that it would go off his record if he completed it without getting in trouble. And then at the end of the 90 days, which was
That's
his
my-
birthday, that's when they wanted him drug tested, but she never gave us a direct, like, she said anywhere within these 90 days, but we know after 30 days, so then there's a bunch of emailing back and forth this afternoon.
All right.
No, sir.
All right. We should be all set. I'll see you back here in a month or so.
Does his license stay instated until that time? Or how does that work? Because he still has his driver's license.
Still has
We've
school.
only been letting him drive to and from school and he has started going to council.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a license suspension that goes on.
There is, I believe with the OWI first, it's a 30-day hard suspension. And then a restricted for either 9 months or 90 days or 6 months, something like that. But do you still have your physical license?
Yeah, like the card, yes.
They didn't take it from you?
I just don't want him to get pulled over like speeding or something and them say, you're not even supposed to be driving because they never told us anything.
Well, he complied with the blood alcohol, right? The breathalyzer.
Yeah,
So they
that's why he got
wouldn't
to
have taken
keep
it right off the back of that.
They usually
Probably
give
wait
the-
till an adjudication and day before.
Usually they give you a 625 permit. Did they give you some
They
sort of
gave me a
paper?
paper.
Yeah.
card.
He did get a paper. one.
Okay, so
That takes the
Then-
fancy license.
yes, so keep that paper on you until you hear from the Secretary of State more, but they're gonna suspend your license, so
Right.
I would recommend sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Not driving, don't wait for that letter, because if it doesn't get to where it needs to go, they could write you up for driving on a suspended license.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Very good, thank you.